Welcome to the Evening Review. My name is Okhane Klache, and joining us in studio virtually is Sima Luipert, who will be speaking on the genocide matter. Before we go into that interview, though, here's a look at the headlines. New genocide deal mooted. Tourism bleeds 5,000 jobs due to COVID. 13-year-old girl, a crocodile kills 13-year-old girl. Welcome to the Evening Review, Sima. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine. We recently, during the recent press conference, you spoke about that was held that that the new German government, that there are sort of engagements with the new German government. Just what is the feeling of the new German government on the genocide deal, and what are you getting from them?
Yeah, I don't know what the feeling of the new government is. At this point, we haven't had any concrete discussions with them. What we did do is we wrote a letter to the new foreign minister, Ms. Baibok, of the Green Party, in which we requested her for an audience and a courtesy call so that we could state our position with regard to the genocide. Her office has acknowledged the receipt of our letter that we wrote in December, promising that it would be followed up in the beginning of the year. So we are looking forward to hearing from the Foreign Office to enter into some sort of a discussion with them.
I want to know in terms now of the genocide matter. What is the feeling of the community on the ground? What is their attitude towards the deal that had been proposed and that government had agreed to?
Yes, the feeling on the ground is that the joint declaration that was announced in May of last year and that was initialed by the two special envoys is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable because it does not address any of the three pillars of the 2006 motion on genocide by the Namibian parliament, such that it does not offer an apology to the Nama and Ovaherero people. It does not acknowledge a genocide. It does not offer any reparations for the harm that was done. And so, based on that, and also because there is no acknowledgement of genocide, so no commitment to non-repetition in the joint declaration. So it does not address any of the issues that are or principles that are raised in the 2006 motion. So besides that, that is really just to start with. But besides that, the amount that is being offered in the joint declaration does not even come close to the harm that was done. So yes, on the ground, that is the feeling. The feeling on the ground is also that no joint declaration can be signed without any free, prior, informed consent of the parties that are involved. In this case, it is the Nama and the Ovaherero people. Equally, there has been no self-representation or no self-elected representation of the Nama people and of the Ovaherero people. So it is unacceptable. It is basically a bilateral agreement between two states which addresses issues of colonialism and maybe, for the purposes of addressing colonialism, it might be a step in the right direction, but there's a difference between colonialism and genocide. So when it comes to genocide, it does not address it at all. So therefore, it is unacceptable.
In terms of now government, in terms of where the deal is, how should government and the affected, or how should this matter be handled with the new government going forward, in your view?
Yes, we are calling on the new German government to correct the mistakes of their predecessor. The predecessor was very adamant in, in pronouncing that he is only, or that government is only going to speak to the Namibian government, and that they will not negotiate with the Nama and the Ovaherero people. If the Nama and the Ovaherero people are at the table, then they would only be consulting advisors to the Namibian government. That was the position of the previous government. Now, with this government, and particularly with the Green Party having a very key position in the foreign ministry, we are asking them to correct this very fatal mistake by the previous government, and to include the Nama and Ovaherero people within the spirit of the 2006 resolution. And we are also in 2020, the Green Party submitted a policy paper in which they are committing themselves to the inclusion of indigenous people in any, and those people who are affected in any negotiations. And they are also clearly stating that the negotiation cannot only be between the two states. So we are holding the Green Party and the minister accountable for the policy position of the Green Party.
Before, we saw last year that it seemed as if there was this rush to conclude the genocide deal before the new government came in. How would you rate or how would you assess the conduct of the Namibian government at the in the past, and their willingness now to just accept
Yeah,
this?
you are very, very
the deal that
faint.
has been made?
I have to really squeeze my ears to hear what you are saying. I can hardly hear.
My apologies. I'm saying last year it seemed that there was this rush to have the genocide deal concluded with before the new government came in. If you look at how government handled the situation last year, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. My thoughts are, I don't see any reason why we should be rushing through a matter that is so weighted, a matter that is so grave, a matter that has caused so much damage. It did not only cause damage at the time that it happened, but it continues to cause damage in the lives of the people against whom the genocide was committed. So I do not see, and also from the point of view of the Nama Traditional Leaders Association, obviously we would want to see a conclusion in the near future, but we are not prepared to bow to a conclusion that compromises our integrity. And the joint declaration, as it was written, is compromising our integrity and is actually an insult to our integrity. So we need to start from scratch if we want lasting solutions, if we want a solution with which everybody is happy, where compromises can be made, of course, but that people should be sitting at the table and should be given the freedom to express themselves, and the freedom to say what it is that they want, what it is that they lost, and what it is that they are claiming for those losses. I think we must be clear that the Nama and the Ovaherero people are not asking for, they are not asking for any favors from anybody. They are only claiming what is rightfully theirs, and what they rightfully lost historically. And those losses have not been addressed. For 30 years into independence, those losses have not been addressed, and it is time to address those losses. So there is any rushed decision it will not automatically conclude the matter. We need to um, we need to approach the matter in such a way that there is satisfaction, that people feel that their claims have been met. And now we haven't even started with meeting the claims of people, because the first claim is self-representation, and it has taken from 2006 until 2021. The same people have been calling and calling, year in, year out, include us. They are not included. That basic claim for inclusion has not even been recognized. So we are nowhere near reaching a conclusion. Obviously, we all hope that there will be a conclusion, but it must be done in the right way. And in the end of the day, the people who have lost, they should feel that justice has been done. This is an issue of justice.
And then my last question is, should a deal be reached one day, who should handle what Germany is going to give to the descendants of the genocide?
Can you repeat the question a little bit louder?
I'm saying, in the event that Germany and Namibia reach a deal and they are willing to make amends for the genocide, who should manage whatever is going to be given from Germany to the descendants?
What the Namibian government decides with the German government is irrelevant for the Nama and the Ovaherero people, because that would be a bilateral agreement between two governments. We are not a government. We are a community of people. So, whatever is about us as communities and nations of people who have even lost their nationhood, that needs to be discussed with us. So, what the Namibian and German government do with whatever money is received through a bilateral agreement between two states is the business of the two states.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Evening Review.
Thank you.
And that was our evening review for today. Do enjoy your evening.